Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Friday preparation for the Sabbath. My name is Sheila Rollins, and I am the founder of H.U.L.A Ministries Entertainment and Associates, Inc. If you'd like to make a non-biased, confidential, and anonymous call, you can at 267-437-7790. If you prefer writing, you can write at P.O. Box 1543, Wilmington, Delaware 19899. And why don't you remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe. When you subscribe, click on subscribe, the bell will come up. And when it does, hit for all. And that way you'll receive every notification of my new uploads. And remember, when you share, you may be sharing with someone that's suffering in silence. So today on this Friday preparation for the Sabbath, I would like to release offense. While I know that we have to always we're going to always deal with offense. I'm not saying every day, not every month, but whenever it comes, it usually comes as a surprise. It catches us off guard. We don't know who is going to offend, and we don't know when, why, or anything. It usually comes by surprise. And so even in areas where it's typical that we may be offended. It's like we can brace ourselves for that. But what do we do when it just comes kind of like out of the blue? So I had this situation recently. Well, I had it actually today. And, I had prepared food, for this funeral for a repast for a funeral that I just thought was like God had blessed. I had labored with the Lord. In between all my responsibility, I was like really praising God because I had got the job done. Never took vegan ham, pineapple glazed ham to, any function or anywhere or catered for it or anything. And so it was like wonderful for me. I was psyched for it. And then I did Swedish meatballs too, which also was hard because since becoming vegan, not being able to put any eggs together, it's been really challenging to be able to put something in it to hold the meatball together, to keep it from like just splattering in the sauce. But God blessed me to overcome that challenge. So I was kind of happy. And if anything, I thought that I would get a thank you from the person that I'm giving this love offering for. And so instead, I got offended. Now, when I looked up the word offense, it meant to insult. So instead, the person insulted me. The day went well. I was really happy about how the day went. I jumped in and I helped wherever I needed to help concerning the repast and, setting up for the food to be, served and, all those things, putting my food out, make sure that all the vegan food was out where they wanted to hide it in the kitchen. I said, nope, it needs to go on the table. And I was surprised for the many people that came to the vegan area and wanted that food. Some of them, that I knew, I encouraged them to try it out, and then other ones came on their own. It was a lot of people, so much so until I started to be afraid that the people that were vegan or vegetarian wouldn't have anything to eat. You know what I mean? But I had made 2 pans of the vegan ham, a pan of the meatball. So, it was okay. But I was still scared because it was a lot of people coming. And so anyway, I want to release this thing because when I look back at how long I've been dealing in the wrong way with offenses, I go all the way back to my childhood where when I was 5 years old and I learned how to tie and I wanted to show my father. My mother had just had her last baby. So I knew I was 5 years old, and he sat at the kitchen table and I was saying, Daddy, I know how to tie shoes. I want to tie your shoes for you, Daddy. And he said, girl, don't you tie my shoes. And in my little childish mind, I thought, he just kidding. So I tied him anyhow. And he beat my butt. Well, see, in my mind, just as ignorant as my father was to what I was trying to do as a little girl, to show him, you know what I mean? I wanted to show my great father this great little thing that I could do as a little girl. The same thing with this guy that I did this love offering for. You know, I had never even bought out my vegan ham before. I had it Thanksgiving, but you know, that was for the house. But this time, I mean, the Lord blessed me so greatly that I wanted to share it. Okay. And then, you know, being vegan and, you know, with his family and stuff, a lot of them are not vegan. You know, I wanted them to experience it in a positive way. Okay. And the Lord has blessed me to fix it in a way to where if I can't say that it's delicious, guess what? I'm not bringing it out and I'm not serving it. But because of the grace of God, it was delicious and I knew it was. And so, anyway, and even with my siblings, you know, they will always say, Sheila is so sensitive. She's so sensitive. And I am. And I am. I am the kind of person that I see a lot of things, I hear a lot of things, and it affects me in my heart. You know what I mean? So pray for me because today I want to release that hurt that I feel as a result of when someone insults me. I want to look for it. You know, I want to, you know, accept that offense could take place and it can happen to me. And while I know that I offend other people, especially on times where I'm like really gilly and I'm making like a lot of jokes and stuff, and I can be really playful sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And I know at those times people can get offended, you know what I mean? So pray for me that as well as me giving you know, insults, because we all do it, that I can accept it, but in accepting it, I won't hold on to it to where it develops into a grudge. Pray for me and I'll pray for you. Now to him that is able to keep us from falling and to present us faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God our Savior be glory, majesty, dominion, and power, both now and ever. If you are those that's coping with being offended, check out my YouTube for tomorrow. And for if you are the offender, do we always have to say everything because it comes to the tip of our tongue or even in our minds? No. If it's not good, if it's not positive, don't say it. You could be hurting someone that's really trying to show you love. Don't say it. I love you. Pray for me. See you in the next YouTube.